Hello again, everyone. Nice to be with you. I'm going to start out this video by saying my most humble thank you to all of you who have taken your valuable time to watch, like, and subscribe to my video and channel. When I started this, I thought I'd be lucky if I had 2 people watch the video for a total of 5 minutes. And especially when my family actually refused to watch the video, said, "You do this on your own. This is something important to you, do it on your own." My family, love them. So I've been amazed and surprised by the success so far. And as I said, humbly say again that I know it doesn't happen without the support of the kind of community that I'm so proud to be a part of. You Pokemon folks are just absolutely one of a kind. You only need to look at the comments section of my videos and read what people wrote to understand the kind of kindness that underlies this entire hobby and why it's so special. So, and by the way, how am I doing as far as answering the comments? I told you I respond to each and every one. So far, so good. Haven't slept since the last video, by the way. You can see the bags under my eyes. You can't see them perfectly because of the light coming in through the back window, which, by the way, many of you have commented on. So don't worry about that. Talked to my wife this morning. She said, if you don't put drapes on that window like I've been asking you for the last 5 years, there's not going to be any more videos. So you have to understand that perspective. She also said, I tried to make an excuse. She said, if you spend another penny on another booster box before I get drapes on that window, you're not going to have a house that's going to have a window like that to worry about putting drapes into. So I'm trying to work all that out right now. I'll keep you posted. What has kept me up at night since I published the last video? It's my feelings of letting you all down. It's my thought that I'm not going to be able to fulfill your expectations, what it is you want to see and what it is you want to hear. And those feelings of trepidation were actually exacerbated by those of you who were kind enough to share your collections with me, some in words and some in pictures. I was absolutely blown away. I had no idea the kind of sophistication, the kind of creativity, just so impressed. And that's the reason that I put the question on Instagram and asked you guys, what should I be talking about? Because I want this to be as valuable as possible. And I know I got a lot of different answers. I know that I had to kind of navigate through that to figure out what might be best for the highest percentage of people, but I'm, again, trying to do my best as we move along. I was really impressed to say that you guys were kind enough to tell me, hey, David, we not only want to see your cards, we also want to hear your stories, and that meant a lot as well. So as we get started today, we're going to do a couple of things. First, we're going to meet my cat. Okay, so let me cue that up for you. This is my little buddy, Joey. I'm going to try to show it to you here through the light and everything. There's Joey. I love Joey. I'll put him up here. I love Joey, I would say, almost more than I love my kids. And why, David? Because he doesn't talk back. He loves me unconditionally. And alas, if Joey were alive today, Joey would be sitting here on the desk or in behind me somewhere greeting all of you with me. But unfortunately, about 3 months ago, way too soon, I had to put Joey to sleep. And for those of you that understand that, one of the hardest things of being an adult is having to decide when to put your animal down. So why do I tell you all this? Because I have a son that's 21 years old. He has a relatively new girlfriend. So she comes into the picture and she's trying to impress us. So she comes in right about the time of Joey's passing. She decides that the best thing to do for me to impress me is to buy me a puzzle of my dead cat. Well, kind of nice. So I said, why? And she said, well, because I thought during the pandemic, we'd all be locked down together. We could participate together in building a puzzle of your dead cat. Okay. So I kind of told her that, I thought maybe tears and cardboard are not a great mix. And that should be the end of the story, right? I did tell her I appreciated the gesture so much I would cherish this box forever. Not the end of the story. She said to me, well, how about if I do this? How about if I buy you another puzzle so you can keep this one in your desk drawer of puzzles of dead cats, and then we'll have another one that the family can do during the pandemic together. Yeah, so the jury's still out on the girlfriend, and please put in your comments and your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think? How would you handle that story? Do you have a story, that situation? Do you have a story similar or not? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it, okay? And the other thing we're going to do right now is we're going to answer the age-old question. Are Pokemon collectors nerds? Does the term nerd, from a stereotypical standpoint, mean different things to different people? Is it still what it used to be today as it was characterized many years ago? Has it changed along with the changes in the collecting base of the Pokemon hobby? And should the term nerd even be looked at as in good or bad light in today's kind of environment? So more comments about that. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say. But I'm going to take 1 minute right now. I'm going to show you what Pikachu, oh no, he's over here. Hi, Peek. Hey, buddy. What did Pikachu and I do immediately after the last video ended? Okay? So what I will tell you is keep in mind as you watch the video, we've been locked down since the pandemic started. I cannot go to the gym. I have no access to heavy weights. In fact, access to weights themselves, dumbbells and benches during the pandemic has been as hard to get and as expensive, if you chose to, as buying Pokemon cards. That's the kind of demand. So what you're going to see in the video is you're going to see an old guy, wonder who that is, putting up a bench press set. It's 52.5-pound dumbbells in each hand. And there is no editing. I tell you there's no editing because my daughter took a look at it and she said, Dad, what'd you do? Just put it like you did 1 rep and put it on repeat? No, I didn't do 1 rep and put it on repeat. I actually lifted the set. Here, take a look.
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it.
Okay, I tell her bring it back like she loves some. Bring it back like she loves some. In the club with the lights off, but you acting shy for. Come and show me that you're with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. Stop playing, now you know that I'm with it, with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. What you acting shy for?
Just give me you, just give me you, just give me you. That's all I wanna do. And if what they say is true, if it's true, I'ma give it to you. I may take a lot of stuff, guaranteed I can back it up. I think I'ma call you bluff. Hurry up, I'm waiting out front. You see me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style. Show me what you got, cause I don't wanna waste my time. See me in the spotlight, ooh, I love your style.
So what do you guys think? Am I a nerd or not? Does it even matter? Are you a nerd or not? Again, please let me know your thoughts. But today's subliminal message from the video is a mantra that I've practiced my entire life. Hustle and go hard. No excuses for whatever it is you want to accomplish. And you can accomplish those things. And I would like that to be your mantra as well with respect to your Pokemon card collecting goals. Be persistent, never give up. Keep an eye, on the ball, as they say, and you too will realize exactly what it is you want to get out of your collection. And by the way, speaking of what I was wearing after the first video, every viewer over the age of 45 said, David, oh my God, how could you? How dare you? Were you even wearing a shirt? What was like a half a body shirt? Whereas thank goodness that was counterbalanced by everybody else who said, David, you do you, you look good, don't worry about it. So here's the thing. Because of trying to want to play it safe, I've made a decision that you will never have to avert your eyes to that non-shirt ever again. Today's good news. And speaking of presents, was I speaking of presents? I don't think I was speaking of presents. How many of you, no matter how old you are, say to your children, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, hey, if you truly love me, you will certainly get me cash on my birthday. I need to buy some cool Pokemon stuff, nothing else but cash, and please don't buy the Pokemon stuff for me because you don't have any kind of clue as to the sophistication of my taste. Excuse me for 1 second. Pooh! What are you doing, buddy? Nope. This is not your time anymore. You're long past the time. This is Pokemon's time, okay? Good to see you. God bless. Take care. Sorry about the interruption. Stuff happens. Like I said, you never know. Okay. So after compiling the votes from my Instagram question, today I've decided to continue my story on that fateful evening in 2004. That evening when I decided to, for some reason out of the blue, pick up 2 sets, EX Dragon and EX Team Magma Team Aqua. Okay, we got another situation. Curious George? Not acceptable, buddy. You're not in the norm, the mainstream anymore, buddy. Love you. God bless you. Okay. My apologies, my sincere apologies. He was just curious. So when I bought the first two sets, I first want to tell you that they were marketed as master sets. We need to talk about that because there's a divergence of beliefs for a lot of people as to what actually constitutes a master set. Let's talk first about the concept of a full set. A full set, I guess, has a pretty consensus opinion in the hobby. And a full set is basically any set that you can build by opening up booster packs. It's every card that you could possibly get inside of a booster pack. That'd be your commons, your uncommons, your rares, your secret rares, your holographs, your reverse holographs, full arts, rainbows, gold cards, etc. Maybe I've missed something, but you get the idea. Pretty much anything you could pick up inside of a booster pack. Well, then we move on to this concept of a master set. Very different interpretations. Some people feel a master set is the full set plus the pre-release cards and any theme deck variants. Okay, a variant would be something you might get in a theme deck that looks very much like the set card, but maybe has a holo and the set card didn't, or doesn't have a holo and the set card did, etc. Maybe a different holo pattern. So that would be one concept. For our video today, we're going to call this a master set light. And then there's another concept of a master set as full set plus pre-release cards plus theme deck variants plus each and every other potential card you could get from opening up anything else where any other cards were put out and altered. That would be blister packs at a Target, might be a collection box at a Target or GameStop or something like that. So any of those other promo type cards or just variations of whatever the card would have looked like in the set. Let me make one distinction with respect to time because I think this is interesting. I've always considered a master set, although again, my consideration isn't that important, it's just for me. I've always considered a master set to be something that was the full set plus the pre-release cards and the theme deck variants. And that's because that can all be built at one point in time. With the release of the set, that can all be put together. All of that is released at the same time. A master set, many of those cards are issued months, if not years after. So I happen to build my own master sets, but when I look to buy master sets, I don't expect that those sellers would necessarily have all of those years after cards in the set. Doesn't make any sense. It's not possible. Speaking of buying master sets, be careful. I will tell you that in my experience on eBay, very difficult. Most of the time, anybody selling a master set is not selling a master set. They're using it as a term to try to draw you in and to try to find a way to make their set seem more comprehensive than something else that's competing. You get to call in your collection anything you want to master set, but in the selling in the online world, it really should be more, more agreed upon, and it really isn't at this point as far as I'm concerned, especially because if you go out and try to find master sets that are actually master sets for sale, in all my years of experience, I don't believe I've ever seen a full, true master set for sale. Again, because it doesn't make sense time-wise. It would have to come out of somebody's collection years after they'd already built it. And I very rarely even say master sets light for sale these days. Okay, so first let's take a look today at the EX Dragon set. This was the third main expansion of the Pokemon EX series. It was released in November of 2003. There was 100 cards that I call regular cards, including holos, 88 reverse holos, and 13 extra cards that we're going to call variants. Total cards in the set, 201. I'm going to show you some of the notable cards from the set. Again, we'll show you some of the EX cards. I'm going to try to do this and hope it works out on the computer. So again, technology-wise, we'll get better stuff in time, but here's what we got. We got an Ampharos EX, the Dragonite, Golem. Love the cards, love the shininess. I think it's a very basic holo pattern. I love today's full arts as well, but I just think the simplicity and uniqueness of these cards is very special. It seems to really resonate today. Kingdra EX, Latios EX, the Latios EX, Mag Cargo, Muck, and maybe the most popular one, of course, Rayquaza. You also had the secret rares in the set. You had the numbers 98, 99, and 100 of 97, which were the Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. So I'm going to show you these together because what they did is they then reprinted these. So if you notice, this is the Charmander card, 98 of 100, and then reprinted with the City Championship stamp on it. And this became the format going forward for City, State, and National Championships. Let me show you the next two. Again, same situation with the reprinting. You can see try to get this in the center here a little bit. So really unique. But again, if you wanted the variants for this set, you'd have to pick up all of these other cards that were the same situation, the same card number, but had the stamps on the front. And of course, this is the National Championship Charizard card. So we'll come this way. I'm sorry for my my flapping a little bit here. Okay, this set had one of the most incredibly rare cards in it as well. And I remember when I bought my first collection, we're going to talk about that in another video soon to come. But when I bought my first collection, the gentleman that sold me the set, this was actually the only of all the sets he sold me. This was the only card he was missing. And this is the Reverse Holo TV Reporter from the Dragon set. This card, there was a mistake made in the printing where this card was not included as it was supposed to be on the first printing run on the Reverse Holo sheets that were to be printed. So it was not until it was discovered the mistake and later on in a subsequent final print run that it was included. There's very many less of them as there would typically be. And of course, as you know, in general, Reverse Holos tend to be more limited. So having that card in the set is really kind of a nice thing to be able to say you do as well. Here's some of the other variant cards I just want to show you. The cards that would complete this set. I'm fortunate to have a complete set of Dragon, a complete true master set. I have the pre-release card. I have the Flygon cards from the league terms. You had the card you can see. I always go the wrong way. I apologize. You have the regular card and the winner card from the league back in 2004. Same thing with the Salamances. Let's see if I can hold this up here. We'll come here. David, can't you figure out where to hold the cards? You keep moving in the same direction. I'm sorry. And then you have 4 Bag-On promos, which are interesting. A reprint of the card from the set. Notice where at the bottom where it says there's a Black Star promo, the cards the set indicator was taken away, the set icon, and a Black Star promo icon was put in. And then on that one, there was no icon as far as a stamp, but you can see this was from the Gen Con convention. You see the stamp on it. This was from the Scry magazine, same card, but with the stamp on it. And this is from the Inquest. So again, all of these, if you have all of these along with the cards, the commons, everything else, you'd have a complete set of that cards. Okay, EX Team Magma, Team Aqua, 4th main expansion released in March of 2004. And I think, by the way, I'll just say master sets, I was fortunate to buy sets that were just fantastically built. They really set me off in something that was special, and I knew the condition was great. They were packed fresh, and those things made a big difference. Just, again, helping me to maintain confidence that I was going to do something that was going to make a difference in the long run. So Team Magma, Team Aqua, 188 total card set, 97 regular cards, including holos, 88 reverse holos again. And this one only has 3 variants. The pre-release card and 2 cards which came out of the decks, which were non-holographics. We're going to look at those real quick. I'm going to show you some things that I consider notable about the set. Number 1, you had the first DX appearance of the legendary dogs. You have Entei, Raikou, Suicune. Let me show you the other EXs as well, because I think people really like these. They're just really, really nice cards. Just have a very clean, simple look that again, really seems very special to me. A lot of requests for these cards when we're selling and stuff. So Cradley, Swampert, the holographics. And then this card also had the first appearance of legendary Pokemon Jirachi as a secret rare. This was 97 of 95. And then the other secret rare, 96 of 95, was Absol. This set also had the concept of ownership of Pokemon. You have the Team Magma's Groudon. Let me hold this up this way, and I'm going to show it to you alongside the theme deck variant. So you can see one is holographic and one is not. Same card, but if you want a complete set, a complete true master set, you'd have to get the theme deck, open it up, and find the non-holo variant to put in there. And then this one is Team Aqua's Kyogre. Same situation, showing the ownership of the Kyogre and also the holographic versus non-holographic versions. And finally, the last variant card, of course, the pre-release. One other fun fact about the Team Magma deck is that a deck that was built around that set ultimately was the one that was successful in winning all 3 age divisions of the World Championships that year in 2004. One last thing about both of these sets that's very interesting, and it goes for all the sets in the EX era, and I found it as something that was truly a revelation to me, is that each of the cards have a small code in the bottom. And you're not going to be able to see this on the computer. I'm going to show you just in general about how the set is set up. But in the bottom left corner, there's a code. It might be numbers. It might be characters from the alphabet. So what they do is, if you have a non-foil uncommon card, there is 2 of those codes. If you have a non-foil common card, there's actually 3. So I'm just going to show you how my binder would be set up. Hopefully you can see this. I can't see it as well, but there's a little code in the very bottom. I know it's hard to see, but you see I have 2 cards of the same card in my binder because they have different codes at the bottom. And when you move to the non-foil commons, you actually get to 3. So if you look at this right here, you can see my binder page has 3 bag-ons because there's actually 3 different codes at the bottom left corner of these pages. So it really is a bit of a task to try to find all the different codes for all these different cards and pick them up. But if you want true full master sets and have all of the cards, you'd want to be doing that for all of the EX series sets. All right, as you're quickly finding out, I can go on, and I'm not supposed to be, and these videos are supposed to be shorter, and I didn't do that this time, but I'm going to keep working on it because life is a journey. You get better as you go, right? So I want to be respectful of your time. I want to close the video at this point with just a few extra last points. Number 1, I'll say, I wonder, and I wonder if you wonder, if my comments about the first Pokemon World Championships in 2004 might be something we want to delve into a little bit more in our next video. Other closing thoughts. If you find this information interesting or valuable, please do me that big favor and look, I say it like I actually know it now, Give me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, or share with your friends that you might think would benefit as well so that they can subscribe too. Thank you. As we move forward together, I've always told you, going to try to educate and entertain. More education today, I think, because I wanted to honor all the requests of people saying, David, we've seen enough of your face, okay? Show us some cards. And that's a very valid opinion. I very rarely look in a mirror myself anymore for the same reasons. If you're interested in collecting master sets, I have a great contact. Again, not here about selling or anything, but folks that say, hey, David, so you started doing this and then you just kept this up through all the years. Yes, I did it as a way of making sure I wouldn't miss out in case I was not really focused on the hobby for some period of time. I can set you up. There is no such thing as the true full master sets in the very initial stages, but master set lights, I can hook you up with that. If that's interested, reach out to me, let me know. And finally, last point, the support of people that are important to me are how this is all possible. And there's many of them to list, but there's one key individual who I would not be where I am today in the hobby. I would not have the kind of confidence I have. I would not have the kind of collection I would not have that I have without the incredibly kind and selfless assistance of a gentleman named Dan Norton, who I know most of you know. Dan has his own channel, DJ Gigabyte, DJ Gigabyte. There's no referral fees. I'm just telling you it because he's my friend. Unfortunately, as I explained in the last video, I wish I knew more about the history of the sets and cards, but I really don't. I am a collector first and foremost, and that's what I focus on. My go-to guy is Dan Norton. So the information you saw in this video, the information that I was talking about really came from him, and a lot of this is going to be done a similar way going forward. Dan is a fantastic guy. He's married to a fantastic girl named Laura. He has a new country coming over from the UK a few years ago. He has a new house. They have new dogs. They have an old teddy bear named DJ Gigabyte. An old teddy bear? What? Why, David? Why? These are grown people. I said the same thing. But you see, I took them to dinner once. They made me buy DJ Gigabyte a cup of chocolate milk, okay? So you can't make this stuff up. Make sure you say hello to DJ Gigabyte, the actual teddy bear, when you're talking to them. They both have collections, Dan and Laura. They don't keep them together. They do and buy separately. Why? Why do you do that? Don't you want your money to go further? That sounds like a marriage that's really going to end up successful, okay? So go out there, check out Dan's channel, DJ Gigabyte, and while you're there, even if you hate all of his videos, there you won't. There's a great video on the red fossil, let's see, I'm going to call it the fossil set red logo box set. Dan's persistence over a many-year period to try to hunt down and complete that set is great as a story he tells in the video, as well as the history of the set, one of the most rare sets out there. The fossil red logo box set. I encourage you to check it out. I hope you enjoy it. Again, I can't do this without all of you. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for taking your valuable time. I'm working so hard on trying to figure out what's going to be coming from a content standpoint. I have not slept in days and don't plan to sleep for the next several weeks because you guys deserve that from me. If I collapse, make sure it says on my headstone somewhere, it was all because of Pokemon, all of it, good and bad. And I can't wait for us to be together again. Take care. Bye-bye.